All right, so hey, for this artwork, we are going to be diving into our recycling bin. I need you to go and gather at least 3 pieces of recycled material. Some sort of a paper product works really well. So I grabbed a crusty old paper plate. It was not used for food. This was used for art making purposes. But I'm going to use a paper plate. I have some newspaper here. I just need 1 piece, I think. And I've got a whole bunch of like printouts, some paper that I'm just going to find here we go. Maybe I'll choose this one. These are all papers that I found in my recycling. So go through your recycling, see what kind of paper products you have. And it doesn't matter if there's something already on it, because guess what? Part of our project today is transforming these recycled materials into a colored piece of paper. So for our color focus, we're going to focus on just warm or cool colors to change and transform these recycled materials. So I want you to choose either only warm colors or only cool colors to color your recycled papers, okay? So only warm or only cool. I am going to go ahead and choose warm colors for my recycled materials. And you can use whatever kind of a coloring tool you have at home. If you have crayons, for example, I could pull out all of my warm colors from my crayons, my yellows, my oranges, my reds, even the pinks. Yes, pink is a warm color. If you want to use warm colors, use your pinks. So those are, if I'm choosing warm colors, I'm going to choose all my warm colors and crayons. Maybe you have at home markers. Well, then go ahead, grab your markers. I'm going to grab all my warm colored markers because I'm only going to use warm colors for my papers. Remember, you can choose warm or cool. And then, you know what? Hey, if you've got some paint floating around, you can use paint also to add color to these. So I am going to take one of these, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can color. I'm going to add color. I'm going to transform this piece of paper, and I'm going to transform it into a piece of red. I'm going to make this totally warm. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right, so I've gone ahead and I have added a nice layer of warm colors to my recycled materials. What we're going to need to do now is think about our bird that we are going to be creating and what type of a background we're going to put our bird on. Now, what type of a background really, it's going to be going onto a piece of paper. The color of the background is what's going to be important for us to decide. So a few decisions that we have to make now is, okay, these warm colors are what we're going to be making our bird out of. Now, what color do you want the main body of your bird to be? Okay, so if you want the main body of your bird to be yellow, you want to put that on a contrasting color background so that your bird stands out from the background. So to make the most contrast with a yellow bird, we're going to choose the complement, the opposite color of yellow. So if I choose yellow for my bird body, you're going to look at your color wheel and say, oh, what color is right across from yellow? Purple. So this background paper, I am going to turn into purple. Wait for it, and boom, it's purple. So now that we have our purple background, and I know that the body of my bird is going to be yellow, I'm going to take just my yellow paper And I'm going to put it over my purple background, and I'm like, okay, I got to figure out what kind of a shape am I going to give my bird's body. And we can do a basic shape. Now I know that what I can do is take my paper and just divide it right in half so that I can fit the shape on my paper. There. Okay, see how? I'm going to save this. I'm going to use that for my other parts. Now I'm going to see, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the top corners here to make it a rounded head, right? See that? And I'm going to keep taking off that corner. There. So that's a good basic shape. It's just a rectangle with the top corners cut off. I rounded it so it's a bit like an oval up here, right? And that could be a great bird body. If you wanted to, you could change the shape. You could bring in and cut out some little notches right here to give it a little bit of a neck if you wanted to. See that? A little notch. And then right across from it, we can cut another little notch. There. There's a good bird body. Now, next is going to be a beak. We're going to need to do a beak. And I like to also think about the other details that we could add for birds. For example, we're going to need some sort of an eye. It's going to be good, right? And actually for that, it might be good. So I've got some pieces on here on my recycled paper that are a bit darker. What I can actually do is find those darker pieces. So I know I'm going to need an eyeball, and I want my eye to be like a little round black dot. So I can cut that off. There. Whoop, there's a dot. Now to make my eye stand out, what I can do is I can use a piece of my other recycled paper that I colored, and I can actually just put that right behind it. And I'm going to take this. I don't want to leave it as like a weird square. I'm going to actually take and I'm going to round it. I'm going to round the edges, turn my square into a circle, and then boom, check that out. See how the eye really stands out now? Maybe I'd like to take a little bit more of that red, and I can cut out a rectangle. And I want to add a little bit of a red belly to my bird. So I know it's going to be a belly that curves like that, but I need to trim this side a little bit so that it fits nicely. So let's see, I think if I go like that, boom, there's my red belly for my bird. Now I definitely need a beak on this. You know what, for the beak, I think I'm going to use this dark piece of my recycled paper, just like for my eye. But a beak is not a rectangle. It's got a pointy end to it usually, right? So I'll take my rectangle and I'll make it pointy. And you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, I could leave it just like that. But I think what I'm going to do is change the shape of it. I'm going to make it look more like almost like a football, right? Boom, bird beak. Yeah, awesome. So there's that. You know, I haven't used any of my orange. Let me cut out the part that I didn't color. The paper plate's a little weird because it's not flat. It's a little three-dimensional, so I didn't color the part that was popping off. So let's see, maybe, I could add some some details, maybe right above the beak. I can add a little pop of color. I'm going to add a little pop of color, and this shape is going to be whatever you want to make it. I'm going to take off that corner a little bit. See how I'm kind of putting it down? I'm looking at it, seeing if I like it, and then changing it. You can do that too. This is the way that we artists work. We kind of build it as we go. There. A little bird beak detail. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could even take my orange. I can add a little stripe on my beak to add a little beaky detail to make it look like the beak is, you know, cut in half, like there's a top and a bottom part, right? Mm-hmm. Now let's see. I probably should add some sort of a wing idea going on over here. So I think we need to bring in some more of this red. So I'm going to take my red, and I'm going to point out the fact that oftentimes when I'm using my recycled paper and I'm doing collage, I will start out with a basic shape like a rectangle. And I'll cut it to the size that I think I want that piece to go in, okay? But then I'll change the shape of it depending on how I want it to look. Maybe I want to add some feathery, spiky kind of details here. Like that. Boom. I think I kind of want it a little bit on the yellow there. Okay. And then we can, you know what? I think I need some orange on here. Let's see. Let's add another shape. Look at me going back to my rectangles. Now you could just leave it a rectangle. Or, do I want to do that, or do I want to have stripes of orange going this? Oh, I like that. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll put that there. I'll put that there. Kind of just eyeballing it as I go. And then I think you need some sort of like a feathered hair. Feathery hair would be fun. I see a lot of birds that have fancy hairdos. Let's see, I think we should add some yellow, because so far only the body is yellow. Let's add some big old, maybe what I'll do is I'll add a shape like this. Or maybe I should add some triangles. Yes, okay, so this is what I'll do. I'll go with my big rectangle, see that? And then what I'll do is I will cut some triangles out of it. See that? Triangles. Boom. Maybe I'll go like this. Triangle. 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 Maybe, I don't know, I wish they were a little more feathery. Maybe what I'll do is I will curve that. Curve. This bird has some wild hair. Well, feathers. They're wild feathers. All right, and if you don't like something, just go for it, get rid of it. Let's see. He's moving all around, which will happen. Notice how I haven't glued anything down yet? Because I might change my plan here. You know what, I kind of like that. Kind of like that. Or maybe this way. Maybe they should be pointing up like that. Oh, that's kind of fun. Yeah. Oh, see how I just turned that upside down? I had all my triangles going like this, and then I was like, man, I don't like that. And then boom, that's a wacky bird hairdo. We can add some pizzazz with my other. Oh, there we go. There's a nice piece. See, I'm saving some of my scrappies because they can be handy. I think what I'll do is I'm going to add some skinny pieces that come in maybe like a teardrop shape. Bing. Oh, yes. I enjoy that. All right, the teardrop shape is cool. I like that. Another one there. And I'll do another one on the other hair feather. What you might want to do, boys and girls, is take a quick look at some exotic birds and use them as your inspiration for your collage bird. And you can keep going. And also, feel free to use not just the colored paper that you use. You can flip the back side of it if you want to add some white details. Like say I want to add, because we do want to focus on contrast. We can add some contrast by adding some white. Look at that. All I did was I took a half circle and just tucked it behind the eye. And that helps to bring that eye up and out of the picture. Let's see, what else? I could do some more white details here. Maybe we want to do a little white stripe action in between my others that I have here. And maybe one more just for good measure. Boom. Yeah, so now we got some white stripes going on here. And I feel like we need something more up here. Maybe even something more down here. You know what, let's go ahead and do that half circle underneath the eye also. So there. Maybe not that tall. There. Take that down. And slide that right in there. Cool. Now I do have some of these little bits left. And I could actually take these and just cut the little triangle pieces. And I can add some little triangles around here. Like that. Again, I'm still just kind of making a plan. I'm composing my bird art. Let's see. And you can really go to town on this thing. Once you have all of your pieces down and you've got that nice bird shape that you like, go ahead and start gluing everything down. What I would do is you can either take a picture and then slide everything off and then assemble it that way. Or because there's lots of little pieces on top of bigger ones, what you could do is using your glue, start from the top. Glue that down there. And now this, you can't, well, I guess you could kind of glue it. You could put a little glue here. And there's that part of the eye. And then I know that does go there. I'm going to put a little glue here. And get the top of the eye glued on. Just like that. Flip it over. I'm going to add some glue here. And here. And it's going to go right on the bird body, like that. Okay. And you could just slowly work backwards, gluing all your pieces down that way. All right. Whew. These birds are going to look so amazing. I'm really excited. So again, for the bird parts, that recycled paper, I want you to choose either warm or cool colors. And then for your background, a contrasting color. So remember, I chose yellow for my bird body from my warm colors. So I looked at my color wheel and I want the opposite color from yellow for my background. So I chose purple. So that's why that is that. All right, boys and girls, have fun. Color, cut, glue, and collage. Have lots of fun with this.